I am Ben Jansen. I am a fourth-year political science student at the University of Lethbridge in Canada. I am 21 years old.
Knowing that you're the only person on the ship with your experience, how do you find ways to fit in?
I think what's interesting about semester at sea is I don't necessarily have to find people with the exact same experience as me too. I think it is really nice in a way to not really have to feel integrated or understood. I think not really feeling integrated in a community of people that are exactly the same as me is kind of an interesting experience on semester at sea in a way. But I like to involve myself in clubs, classes, find people with similar interests, right? So I tend to really just enjoy talking to people, getting to know, observing the differences and stuff like that. So I think embracing the differences in experiences is kind of how I've found a way to fit in here, right?
Awesome. Yeah. How have you contributed to the shipboard community? What have you done?
I'm a big music guy. I've played accompaniment for other people, performed in talent shows, stuff like that. Ran the music club for the beginning part of the voyage. It's been kind of hard to do that since the ship by quarantine, of course. I have contributed in classes, right? Getting to know people, doing work, stuff like that, kind of fostering a sense of community in there, and WorldX as well too. I did a talk on Indigenous issues in Canada there. So,
how have you been gravitating towards others who are similar to you? Have you been open and engaged in meeting new people on this voyage?
I think I've been gravitating towards people with similar outlooks, right? They don't necessarily have to have similar experiences to me directly, but I think similar outlooks on life, similar willing to learn, similar desire to have the same experience that I want to. So,
How do you define an international student, and do you consider yourself to be an international student?
Since semester C is based out of the United States and most of the students are from the United States, I would kind of count it as anybody who I guess comes or studies in a different country besides the United States here, right? It does get a little confusing because what about people? There are admittedly people who recently immigrated to the United States that are here as well, right? But just for the technical definition, I'd probably count that, right? So,
do you consider yourself?
I do, by virtue of being from Canada, I guess. But yeah, I would count that.
You have an outlet to express yourself on the ship. Do you feel seen and heard?
I like to think I do. Like I said, I really enjoy performing music, writing it, playing with and for other people, right? I think that's a really important creative outlet for me. I sacrificed one of my carry-on bags to bring my guitar with me, and I'm so glad I did. I need it with me. It's my security object, right? So I guess music and experiences relating to that have been an important outlet for me on the ship. So.
Do you feel like you've been seen? Do you have been really heard and understood?
I like to think I have, yeah. Really try to get to know as many people as possible, get involved. I think the ability to be seen and be heard by other people is there. You just have to overcoming your own self-doubt, which is something I struggle with a lot, is the key to making sure you're being seen by others. So.
How have you reassessed or assessed the privileges you may have had before arriving onto the ship?
Another interviewer was saying, I just mentioned this before we started recording, but having a Canadian passport. I know you're probably going to show it in the other part of the video, but that's really been nice for me. I haven't had to worry about visas, anything. Schengen areas aren't a huge concern for me, right? It's, I guess, stuff like that. And this is a stupid one, but internet as well, right? So I realize how much I rely on Wi-Fi and consistent data. And it's nice to disconnect, but I realize that some people and maybe less infrastructurally developed nations might have this internet all the time, right? So I realize how hard it is to be disconnected from the internet in that way, right? So that's a privilege I really took for granted for coming on here, I think. So
that's great. What is the main difference of your experience at your home university versus the SAS community?
This is kind of a cliche, obvious answer, but the international aspect of it, even meeting people from all over the U.S. and stuff, right? People from my home university tend to be from my hometown, or at least a small town outside of that. So, and that's good. I love all the people there, but it's nice to really experience and feel people that are different from me. I think the difference has been really comforting aspect. So, yeah.
How do you manage yourself in a way that's respectable in other countries, and what do you do to learn and listen in some countries?
So I would treat like going into someone else's country, like borrowing someone else's thing, right? Like if you lent your camera to me, I would treat it. I know it's not my camera. I would use it respectfully and enjoy it, but I wouldn't break it. I wouldn't. There's stuff I wouldn't do with like your belongings that I would with mine. I view like traveling in another country is the same way, right? Like it's not my country, therefore I should be quiet, be respectful, conscious of the social norms on what to do, and kind of just quietly observe and take in the culture rather than like trying to make it my own or like participate too much in a way, if that makes sense. So yeah.
What was the biggest culture shock when you got onto the ship?
That's a good one. This is a dumb small thing, but I have a Canadian accent. I realized I didn't know that back home, and then you can hear there like the home, right? But no, that otherwise it's no, I know. I guess seeing like the experiences of people in the U.S. like on a first-hand standpoint. I know like maybe coming from the U.S. it sounds weird, but like I typically just read it through Twitter or like the media. But seeing like people actually having emotional and like actual investment in the stuff going on there, right? Like it's interesting to see like it on a first-hand level with like my friends, people I love and care about, right? So yeah, even just coming from Canada too, it's still like really interesting like culture shock to me, I guess, right? So yeah.
What has been the most positive thing about semester at sea?
With the friends I made along the way, I guess. Even though the voyage ends, I feel like it's just getting started, and like I have friends all over the world, all over anywhere I want to go visit. I'll have someone to stay with, people to come travel to Japan with me, stuff like that. The people I've met have been the number one thing I'll take away from it. I think the most positive experience. So.
And the last question, what is one thing you wish you would have heard before you came onto this voyage?
I think the phrase "it's going to work out." I was really nervous before coming on here. There's so much uncertainty, which I tend not to cope well with coming on here. Am I going to find the right people? Is traveling in a country going to be okay? I wish I had known that it was going to be okay. Everything was going to work itself out, and I didn't need to overly plan or control the situation too much. Everything was going to work out when I came in, and I think it would have really helped me to know that before I came on. So if any of you are watching and thinking about coming on semester at sea, it is going to work out like it did for me, and it will for you too.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Of course.